well, hey there. How are you doing? Alexa decided to chime in too. So anyways, how are you doing, my friend? My name is Angel and I like all things that are mysterious. And I actually made a bunch of notes that I'm going to use on my phone. It says I can view my stream. Can I view my stream? Okay, I can. That is wonderful. So I brought the iPad so I can monitor the stream. So I have my phone so I can go over my notes. So anyways, today is going to be our first Twisted Tuesday tale. So Tuesdays I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of these stories that I haven't really got around to recording just yet. So because I'm got all this other stuff planned, you know, I have so many ideas. Anyways, so today we're talking about Raymond Lee Stewart. And before we even get into this, I'm going to FYI you, we are under a severe thunderstorm watch right now. Ooh, is it going to show me the live stream of the radar? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch, right? Because watch means it's happening, or weather's favorable, warning. I don't know, it's happening. Oh, it says warning. It's literally thunderstorming like crazy outside. It's nuts. Severe thunderstorm warning. Storm is likely to end around 9:30 p.m. Damaging winds. So hours ago, before the storm actually hit, we've been having some crazy ass wind around here. And literally this wind was so strong that it broke this tree over by the Stop and Shop, not too far from my house. It was insane. Like, we're driving down the street and just big ass tree branch just sitting in the road, and that's just normal, you know, for the Midwest. So anyways, yeah, no, here's the live radar, and it just looks real gnarly. So there's that. You guys might hear that going on because I actually contemplated rescheduling because of this. I was like, well, you know, it's pretty bad. I already heard hail. Like, they were talking about hail, severe damaging winds. I don't know. Oh, possible tornadoes as well. So there's that. You know, it's just the fun of living in the Midwest. So anyways, let's get into Raymond Lee Stewart. So, Raymond Lee Stewart was born January 21st, 1952. I have to share my birthday month with him. Oh, sick already. And he died September 18th, 1996. He was an American rapper and spree killer. Oh, they actually listed it correctly. That is amazing. Nobody ever, they always say, oh, a serial killer. There's differences. Spree killer, that's good. That's good, because what I do know of him, he was a spree killer. So anyways, he was an American rapper and spree killer who murdered 6 people during a week-long rampage in Rockford, Illinois and Beloit, Wisconsin in 1981. So this is before I was even born. Stewart was sentenced to death for the murders he committed in Illinois and was executed in 1996. God, I can't talk. At Statesville Correctional Center. I want to go to Statesville so bad. Oh my God, that's on the bucket list. It's on the bucket list. So, a little more about this Raymond Stewart. So Stewart was born in Burlington, North Carolina. We already knew. Okay, so he died by lethal injection. Life imprisonment. Oh, so in Illinois gave him the death penalty. Wisconsin was only going to give him life imprisonment. His weapon of choice was the revolver. Okay. So let's just kind of get more into Stewart. So Stewart was born in Burlington, North Carolina in 1952 and was raised in an abusive environment. According to Faith Crocker, one of Stewart's sisters, his father frequently physically and sexually abused his 9 children and threw Stewart out of the house when he was 14 years old, telling him to never come back. Stewart dropped out of high school and drifted through several jobs. At some point, Stewart moved to Rockford, Illinois. Hold on. Okay, that's so much better. Sorry. He moved to Rockford, Illinois. In 1973, he committed several robberies. He later pleaded guilty to 4 counts of armed robbery and was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison. An additional robbery count was dropped due to a lack of evidence, and Stewart was paroled after serving 6 years. Okay. What's the going thing, like the common denominator in a lot of these cases? Repeat offenders that get out and do more horrific shit because they essentially got away with it the first time. Let's see how much more we can get away with. That's what the fuck these sick fuckers be thinking. I swear. Well, anyways, so repeat offender, we've seen that so many times here. So the murder spree. In December 1980, Stewart pulled a gun on a landlord who had refused to return a $50 security deposit. A month later, he learned that his girlfriend had given birth to their daughter and then had her tubes tied without telling him. $1980. I don't know. Like, I asked my doctor and he told me no. He told me I was too young, which I was in like my middle 30s when I had Lexi. But he told me since I only had 2 kids that he didn't want me to get fixed. And that doesn't make sense to me. Like, that shouldn't, whatever. Anyways. So she only had 1 kid and then had her tubes tied. I wonder if she had more kids and they're just not dwelling more into it, because I can't imagine that she had 1 kid and then some doctor was like, oh, I'm just gonna fix you. Anyways, both events culminated in Stewart becoming increasingly angry. Years later, he said that he also wanted revenge for his prior robbery conviction. On the afternoon of January 27, 1981, Stewart shot and killed Willie Fred, a 54-year-old store owner who had witnessed one of the robberies committed by Stewart in 1973, and his stock boy, 20-year-old Albert Pearson, in Rockford's West Side, using a .30 caliber revolver. The next day, Stewart shot and killed Kevin Kaiser, an 18-year-old service station attendant, at a gas station 2 miles away. Within 24 hours, Stewart killed Kenny Faust, a 35-year-old service station attendant. So he's just going after gas station clerks now. That's messed up. I worked at a gas station for a little while too. Man, that actually happened. God, does history repeat itself? It's crazy. So I used to work at Mobile, and while I was working at Mobile, there was people going around robbing the mobiles around town. And we were like, dude, are they gonna get us? Because they had like a lot of the it wasn't just mobiles though, they were hitting all the gas stations like right around us. It was really weird. So weird. Kind of like how my electronics are just dying and I won't even be using them, or I'll fully charge it and I'll look at it again and it's dead. Just like the GoPro, I had changed the battery in the GoPro even though it was fully charged when I uploaded all my videos from earlier. So we're still on that same day, like I'm still wearing the same clothes or whatever. So I had already shot 2 videos today, which you guys won't see for like 2 weeks. So there's that. But everything keeps dying. Like, I had just charged the GoPro while I was uploading the footage, right? And it was fully charged. I took it off. It's only been like a couple hours. And I didn't even use the GoPro. And it was dead. Like 10% or something. I was like, this is ridiculous. I didn't even use it and it was fully charged. So who knows? Something going on with my electronics. I can't keep anything charged right now. So anyways, history repeats itself because we also had a series of gas stations getting robbed. That would have been not last year, would have been the year before last, so it would have been 2022. Between like January and March of 2022. So, anyways, Stewart's rampage ended at a shopping mall in Beloit, Wisconsin, where Richard Bowick, 21, and Donald Raines, 26, were both found shot in the head inside a Radio Shack. Stewart had led the two men to the back of the store before shooting them multiple times. After police connected the murders to Stewart, he was tracked down and arrested in Greensboro, North Carolina on February 21st, 1981. It's because we've been talking about all these stories that happened back in like the 1920s. Anyways, so trial, imprisonment, and execution. Stewart was tried and convicted of 3 of the 4 murders he committed in Illinois and for the 2 murders he committed in Wisconsin. That's really weird. I wonder why they didn't really get into why he... Okay, so anyways, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for the murders he committed in Wisconsin and sentenced to death for the murders he committed in Illinois. During one of his murder trials in April 1982, Stewart fled the courtroom and attempted to hide in an oil can. I just can't. He sustained a shoulder wound during his escape attempt. I don't feel sorry for him. It's karma. That is karma. Why did he think he was going to run away from anything? Karma will come get you, and that's worse than any popo out there. Just saying. After exhausting all of his appeals, Stewart had an execution date set. At a clemency hearing with the Illinois Prisoner Review Board, Stewart submitted a 15-minute taped statement. He claimed that he hated white people at the time of the murders, since white people were responsible for the deaths of his childhood idols, John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. Some noted that this did not fully explain what he had done, since Stewart's first 2 victims, Fred and Pearson, were both black. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Stewart also mentioned the incidents with his girlfriend and landlord, as well as his anger over his robbery conviction. After explaining himself, Stewart expressed remorse, saying all these crimes were morally and legally wrong. I want to apologize. He admitted that he personally believed that he deserved what he was getting, saying, the victims had not done anything to me. It was as if I was playing games with the police. In my way of thinking, I deserved the death penalty. Well, at least he admitted it, you know. But it's probably because he knew that the Grim Reaper was knocking at his door. At his clemency hearing, Constance Mitchell, the cousin of Willie Fred and mother of Albert Pearson, supported Stewart's bid to receive a positive recommendation from the board for a sentence to be commuted to life in prison without parole, as she did not believe in capital punishment. I believe with all my heart that my son is in heaven, Mitchell said. She said she opposed the death penalty and that only God has the right to take a life away. I must learn to forgive him, or I will carry this pain with me until I die, she said. You know, I keep hearing stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I swear I'm going to carry this with me for the rest of my life. Grief sucks. Grief sucks. However, most of the other relatives of Stewart's victims were adamantly opposed to clemency. Please don't let this man escape his punishment, said Willie Fred's son, Alex Fred. He deserves the death penalty. He has to pay for what he did. Not to my father, but to me, Alex said. He became an alcoholic, dropped out of high school, and watched the health of his mother and grandmother worsen after Stewart murdered Willie. Alex said he often thought about how he learned about what happened. He said he was in biology class at Rock Valley College when he was pulled out and told that his father and cousin had been shot. When Alex went back to school, he could not concentrate well and ended up failing to obtain a degree in business administration. He was present at almost all of Stewart's court hearings. He said he wanted the case done and over with, and that he was planning to leave Rockford after the execution to leave his bad memories behind. Thelma Crawford, Willie's mother, said Stewart deserved to die. Faith Cracker, one of Stewart's 11 siblings, told the board about Stewart's abusive upbringing. "Daddy's the one that should be in that electric chair," she said. "That's the bottom line." Cracker wept openly even before the hearing as she blamed their abusive father since he hated Ray with a passion. Winnebago County State's Attorney Paul Logley said Stewart did not deserve to live given the gravity of his crimes. "He terrorized the entire community," he said. "I don't think it's an overstatement to say he terrorized a generation of people in our community." Bob Hurley, a former Beloit police officer who worked on the case, said the Wisconsin murders were among the most brutal he had ever seen. "This man deserves a death sentence," said Laura Davis, the sister of Kevin Kaiser. "He's a cold-blooded murderer, and in my heart, I hate his guts." Kaiser's twin sister told the board she could not use the word man when describing the killer because Raymond Lee Stewart, in our opinion, is no man. An animal? Yes. A murderer? Definitely. David Koski, the prosecutor in one of Stewart's murder trials, said the whole community was electrified by the knowledge or the suspicion that there was a psychopathic killer who was killing people in cold blood and in daylight. The board rejected Stewart's clemency petition. After hearing of the decision, Constance Mitchell said she would pray for Stewart's soul. Shortly before his execution, Stewart read from the Bible and prayed with Cardinal Bernardin, that's what it looks like to me anyways, who himself was terminally ill with pancreatic cancer and had about a year left to live. Although he was not Catholic, Stewart said he still wanted to pray with him. Bernardin gave Stewart a card bearing the 23rd Psalm, which recites, "Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." Stewart said he was tearful during his meeting with Bernardin. "I am not afraid," Stewart later said in a telephone interview at 8 p.m. Tuesday. "I have already seen myself on the gurney. I have seen myself with needles stuck in my arm. I have seen that all in my mind. So when I go, I will have a peaceful smile on my face." He took my hands. He talked about how he was dying too. Only he was going to die one way and I was going to die another. He said that although the both of us were going to die in separate situations, we would wind up being in the same place. I asked whether he was sorry for what he had done, and he indicated that he was, so I blessed him, Bernardin recounted. "I said we both face premature death. This is the reason for both of us to put our lives in the hands of God." Stewart had final visits from a brother, a sister, and his teenage daughter. Stewart was executed by lethal injection by Statesville Correctional Center on September 18, 1996. His last meal consisted of fried perch, potato salad, coleslaw, canned peaches, and fruit juice. Stewart's last words were, "Hello to everyone. May you all have peace because of this. May my victims' families have peace." Let's see what this says. Well, and that is the story. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I had another one. Hold on. I think there was another one. Oh, here we go. There was one more. So we'll get into that, and then we're going to wrap it up. How long have we been recording now? Oh, like 20 minutes. I swear I don't know how to live stream long. I can't do it. I'm like, I really thought that this was going to take a long time. I'm like, shit, by the time we get through the Wikipedia, it's probably going to be like an hour. It took me not even 20 minutes. Well, usually I talk a lot more. It's funny. When I'm live streaming, I can talk more and I talk less. When I'm recording a fucking video, I talk more and I should be talking less. I don't know. So anyways, oh, here's a picture of him too. So anyways, that's what Raymond Lee Stewart looks like. So anyways, I found this other thing. It's on the mystateline.com website. It's our local web station here, news station here. It says Raymond Lee Stewart may not have been born in Rockford, but he's infamously remembered as one of the most notorious and violent criminals in the city's history. Technically classified as a spree killer, Stewart fatally shot 6 people between January 27, 1981 and February 2nd, 1981. He killed 4 men in Rockford and 2 in Beloit, Wisconsin. All this is going over everything else that we've already went over. I swear to God. Born January 21st, 1952 in Burlington, North Carolina, Stewart relocated to Rockford with his family in the early 1970s. So this says that he came to Rockford with his family. And what we found on Wikipedia was that his dad had kicked him out, that he had an abusive upbringing, and his father had kicked him out at 14, and that he had, went to jail, and then when he got out, then he came to Rockford on his own. But this is saying that he came to Rockford with his family in the early 1970s. So, God, I don't know what the hell to believe now. Well, anyways, after being expelled from school, it said he dropped out too. So these stories are not the same. They're not the same. I mean, they sort of are, but they're not. After being expelled from school, he took to a life of crime, holding up a string of gas stations before he was caught and ordered to do a 5 to 15-year stretch in the Illinois Department of Corrections. So that one was the same. What triggered him to kill is often debated. Some say he became enraged when he discovered his girlfriend secretly had her tubes tied after giving birth to his daughter. Others believe he was seeking revenge on those who implicated him in the gas station holdups, and that some of his victims were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Regardless, the men Stewart shot did nothing to provoke the attacks. Years later, he said the killings were racially charged. But that can't be true, because, just saying. Raymond Lee Stewart began his rampage with the execution-style shootings of 54-year-old Willie Fred and his nephew, 20-year-old Albert Pearson. Inside Fred's Groceries, a small store Fred owned on Rockford's west side. It's been speculated that Fred had been a witness in a robbery Stewart was convicted of years earlier. Pearson had no known connection to the killer. Between January 28th and January 29th, Stewart gunned down Rockford gas station attendants 18-year-old Kevin Kaiser, and Kenny Faust, 35. He then laid low for 4 days, only to reemerge on February 2nd, 1981 in Beloit, where he carried out another execution-style double homicide. He led 26-year-old Donald Raines and 21-year-old Richard Boeck to the back of a Radio Shack store and shot them in the head. Stewart received 2 life sentences in Wisconsin and the death penalty in Illinois. He was executed by lethal injection on September 18, 1996 at the Statesville Correctional Center in Crest Hill. Days before he was executed, Stewart, who was black, said in an audio recording that he committed the murders to avenge the assassinations of Martin Luther King Jr. and President John F. Kennedy, 2 prominent figures killed by white gunmen in the 1960s. I was there to get back at Caucasians for what they had done, Stewart said in the recording. The victims had not done anything to me. I want to apologize. And that is the end of that one. So anyways, I am not gonna lie, I've not heard of him before I found this story. And I found this story coincidentally before I found another infamously known crime or crimes that have happened here. So we will talk about that later. It's not going to be right now. So that was the end for this one. I do kind of, what are we at for time and battery? Oh my god, there's like a whole, why is it not dying now? It was dying earlier like crazy. So anyways, we're only at like a half hour. So let's do a little, you know, what we've been doing. So this is a great opportunity for me to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on, right? So behind the scenes stuff, essentially. So we talked about the Raymond Lee Stewart. That was this guy. He's something else. But the one I want to do for the next Tuesday is gonna be 12 true crime cases with unexpected plot twists. So I found this story on a whim. Don't really remember how I found it. I just remember I saved it. That's how some of that happens. I started doing, so today I recorded 2 videos. The first one is relatively short. Well, it's typical for my videos, though. I think it was like 15 minutes. So it's typical for my videos. And then the second one is going to be a 2-parter because the battery in the GoPro was dying. I had went to a couple different places while I was recording, but the next couple places I was trying to go, there were all kinds of construction workers going on, like working today, and then there was people mowing, and it was just loud everywhere. So I still am yet to record the second half to the 27 most haunted hotels. So I'm actually, with these ones, I've been adding to my haunted bucket list. I don't know if everybody has a haunted bucket list, like places that are supposedly haunted or known to be haunted that you want to go to. That's what a haunted bucket list is. Do you have one? If you do, what ones are on your haunted bucket list? Because I would love to know. Maybe you have something I don't know about and I can add that to my list. That would be great. I would love to do that. So we talked about the twisted tale for today. We talked about what we're going to talk about for next week. I can't stop yawning. So anyways, Thursday, I'm actually going to do like I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. I'm going to do Throwback Thursdays. And I'm not going to say every Thursday. I didn't even put an alert out. But what I would like to do is start looking back on my old videos that I've done. Seeing if there's been any updates to some of the cases or whatever, or maybe just add to it somehow, like my own video. Like, so I kind of want to do like a react to my video, but I don't really know how I'm going to do it yet. Because I don't know if when I'm live streaming, if I can, and go ahead and chime in and let me know, because I'm still relatively new to this. But since I'm live streaming on here and I'm watching on the iPad, is there any way that I can show like live stream on here but show my screen? Probably not. You guys probably, I'll probably have to get creative with it. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to get creative with it. Oh. And we're still going. I really like that. Well, anyways, I'm doing really good on battery. I wish the stories would have been longer. That would have been nice, but I can't stop yawning. You guys already know what that means. Plus, I started early because I wasn't supposed to start till 9. It's 9:21. We've already been recording for like a half hour. I wanted to start early because I started late, and I usually do start late because I wait till the last minute because I thrive on a deadline. It's one of my bad habits. So yeah, Thursday we're gonna do a throwback Thursday of my old stories. So I'm really just trying to push them out there just because I feel like, you know, maybe with me doing this throwback Thursday, not only revive like old videos, maybe add to it so it's better, because you know I've grown a lot in some years here. I've learned more. I'm trying to make things better and easier. Easier is better for me. Actually, it's better for everybody. So we did today's Twisted Tuesday tale. I gotta finish recording the other half of the 27 most haunted hotels and add to my bucket list. And then Thursday we're gonna do a Thursday throwback this Thursday. And then I want to really do a Google adventure, but I don't know. And then I also wrote another short story. Actually, I added on to my short story. So I've added on to my short story, and we're just gonna kind of keep that saga going. I really like that. I really like that. So anyways, and then I don't know, there's a few other things. I do have a couple. I have an interview. Yeah, but then I keep getting, like, you know, I'm filling out applications and I keep getting like these automated messages back, like automated emails back, and they'll be like, oh, we would like to schedule an interview, and then like you click the link to go schedule the interview, and they're like, all the dates are full. I wasn't born. Okay, look, I was born in the morning, right? But not this morning. Okay? Not even this year, bro. I'm not done. So I told you guys I've been doing a lot of YouTube searching, like, about job stuff too. And I'm like, why is this going on? I've never had so many issues before. But I did get one interview, but it's like 2 weeks away. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know. So I was really hoping to get to 500. I really would like to get to 500 subs. That would be I would like to celebrate that with you guys. So I'd like to do it soon. That'd be nice. Then, you know, that's just the first of many parties that we can celebrate. But anyways, I am old and tired, and I don't know why I said 9 p.m. Probably because I thought more people would show up. Not the case. Although I feel like a lot of people are working or busy, and that they'll watch the live stream when I make it public later. So, which I usually do. So you already know I'm not gonna do much. What are we at for time? Yeah. I can't stop yawning. Nobody joined. We did start early though. I didn't share the link this time either, so I shared it last time, but I don't feel like that made a difference, even though I shared it everywhere. I don't know. I feel like the more we do this, the more people will, you know, join along. Join along for the ride, because I really like this. I like telling stories, especially, you know, that was here in Rockford, and you know, the one that I was talking about before, this Raymond guy, he was the first one. Oh yeah, he was the first one, but there's another one. And actually my friend Doug was telling me, he brought it to my attention. I had never heard this before. You know, one day he was like, oh, did you hear about this guy? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I was actually looking at the house. So Doug was looking to buy houses, and he'd come across this house, and he remembered hearing that, you know, this horrific story had happened in this house. He said somebody else, I think eventually what happened was somebody else bought the house like, you know how it goes, like when you're house shopping, like you put in offers, like they go quick. I don't understand. I have no idea what the hell's going on when it comes to houses. It was crazy. I've seen it. So crazy. That's what happened with the other house. Well, that one didn't have a basement. I like this one better. It has a basement. So there's that. Anyways, I'm pretty sure our storm is done. So I'm really glad I didn't cancel the live stream, essentially. And then I will add a picture of Raymond Stewart onto this live stream so that way we can kind of keep track of who's who and what we've learned on these Twisted Tuesdays. So anyways, if you liked this video, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. And I will see you and your fabulous self, and hopefully a few more new friends that we can bring along with this ride, right?